Move over T-Chart and welcome DLS Chart. Today, I'm so excited to share with you my newest method to tackle those tricky math questions that you're definitely going to encounter on the real estate exam. I want to introduce you to the DLS Chart. Now, I know math can be intimidating, but with the DLS Chart, you will be solving math questions like a pro. And not only that, with this chart, you will have a simple step-by-step approach to solve questions about loan-to-value ratios, down payments, sales prices, and even discount points. Basically, anytime it talks about a buyer. Trust me, once you learn this method, you're going to feel so confident and ready to ace those questions. I've tested this method out on my live events and students are loving it and have become math solving pros. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how the DLS chart works, and we'll go over a few real estate exam style questions together. So grab a pen, paper, and a calculator, and let's dive right in. Before we dive into solving questions using the DLS chart, I want to explain a little bit more about what it entails. The DLS chart stands for down, loan, and sales. Now, what does this mean? Well, the down payment plus the loan amount is going to equal your sales price. Now, we have a column for percentages and we have a column for dollar amounts, where you have a down percent and a down dollar, just like you have a loan percent and a loan dollar. You also will have a sales percent, which is going to always be 100%, and you have a sales price. Now, just like the down plus the loan equals sales, your down percent plus your loan percent is going to always equal 100%. And your down dollar plus your loan dollar is going to equal your sales price. Now, let's say, for example, we have an 80% loan to value ratio. Remember, your sales price is always 100%. Let's say our sales price is $400,000. In order to find the loan dollar amount, all I have to do is take this sales price of $400,000 and multiply it by 80%, and I get my loan amount. So $400,000 times 0.8 is going to equal $320,000. So that's now my loan amount. Now we can easily find the rest of the numbers that belong in the chart. Remember, this percent plus the 80% has to equal 100%. So what number plus 80 equals 100? If you said 20, you are good to go. Now, we can find our down dollar amount by one of two ways. We can either subtract these two or multiply 400,000 times 20% to get our down dollar amount. So 400,000 times 20% is going to give us $80,000. So our down payment for this is $80,000. Now, as you see, $80,000 plus $320,000 equals $400,000. Let's look at another thing that you could use the DLS chart with. Let's say, for example, we have the same scenario where we have a sales price of $400,000, and that's always 100%. And then we know our loan amount is $320,000. And they want us to find the loan to value ratio, this percentage here. Well, what we could do is we can take these two numbers, divide them, and we get our loan to value ratio. So we say $320,000 divided by $400,000 is going to equal 0.8. Now don't forget, you have to multiply it by 100 to convert it to a percent. So that's going to equal 80%. So our LTV ratio is 80%. And now you know the rest of the chart is 20%, and this is $80,000. You can also use the $80,000 and the value of the home, divide them, and you find this down percentage. So try it. If you have $80,000 and you divide it by $400,000, you will get 0.2. And then 0.2 times 100 is going to give you 20%. It may sound a little confusing at first, but if you try it and work with it, you'll see how fantastic this chart truly is. Let's look at some examples. Number 1, a home sells for $400,000 with a 20% down payment. How much is the loan amount? All right, so let's take out the DLS chart. Now that we have the DLS chart out, let's start filling it in. So we see that it has a sales price of $400,000. So we'll put that in the sales column. Remember, this is always 100%. Now we have a 20% down payment. That's going to go in this box. Now they want to know, what is the loan amount? That is this box. So an easy way to do this is that we know that 20% plus whatever this percent is has to equal 100%. So we can simply just subtract 100 minus 20%, and that's going to give us 80%. So now I know that my loan to value ratio is 80%. And now all I have to do is multiply 400,000 times 80% to get the loan amount. So the answer here is $320,000 for my loan amount. So the answer here is A. Number 2, a home is sold for $640,000. If an 85% loan to value ratio were used, how much would a buyer have to pay for 3.5 points? In this example, since they're asking how much do they have to pay in points, I know I could automatically use the DLS chart. So let's bring that out. All right, so let's start filling it in. We see that the house sold for $640,000. Remember, your sales price is always 100%. So that is going to go here, $640,000. We now have an 85% loan to value ratio. 85% loan to value ratio will go in this box. Now they want to know if they have to pay 3.5 discount points. Remember, points are always attached to the loan amount. So all we have to do is say multiply by 3.5% here. Remember, 3.5 points is going to always equal 3.5%. So now it shows that all we need to do is find the loan amount. How do we do that? We're just going to multiply sales price times the loan to value ratio to find the loan amount. $640,000 times 0.85 equals $544,000. So there's my loan amount. Now all I have to do is multiply it by 3.5% to find how much they paid in points. So $544,000. $19,000 times 0.035 equals $19,040. So we know that they paid $19,040 for 3.5 discount points. So the answer here is B. Number 3, an investor purchased a property for $350,000. The investor made a cash down payment of $150,000 and obtained a mortgage of $200,000. The effective gross income for the property is $67,000 and the operating expenses are $35,000. What is the loan to value ratio? In this question, they're asking, what is the loan to value ratio? That happens to be one of the little boxes in the DLS chart. So let's bring out the DLS chart. Now that we have the chart out, let's start filling it in. So we see we have a purchase price of $350,000. So that's going to go in our sales price. Remember, this is always 100%. Now we see we have a down payment of $150,000. So that's going to go in the down payment box. And then we have a mortgage of $200,000. Mortgage is the same as a loan amount. So we're going to put that in our loan dollar box. Now the other stuff here, it's saying effective gross income and operating expenses. We don't need those when we are looking for the loan to value ratio, because really all we need is the loan amount and what the property sold for, the value of the property. And then we just divide those. So $200,000 divided by $350,000 is going to equal 0.5714. Now don't forget, you have to multiply that now by 100 to convert it into a percent. So 0.5714 times 100 is going to equal 57.14%. So the answer here is C. Number 4, if a buyer makes a 20% down payment and obtains a $750,000 mortgage, what is the sales price of the property? So this is one of the questions I feel that really shows how powerful the DLS chart is. So let's bring it out. All right, now let's put in what we got. So we have a 20% down payment. That goes here. Then we have a $750,000 mortgage. That goes here. Now they want to know what's the sales price of the property. They're asking for this box. We know that the sales price is always 100%. Now, according to this, the loan to value ratio is going to be 80%, right? Because 20 plus 80 has to equal 100. Now, I want you to understand that if you were to have used the T-chart, you may have put 750,000 over 20% and gotten the completely wrong answer. Why? Because you can only mix this loan percent with this loan amount and this down payment percent with this down payment amount. So you have to know that when it comes down to these types of questions, this loan percent can only go with this loan amount, and this down percent can only go with this down amount. So in this question, we now know that we have to divide in order to find the sales price. So we're going to take $750,000 and divide it by 0.8. And that's going to equal $937,500. So that is my sales price. So the answer here is C. Number 5, If a buyer wants to purchase a $243,000 home and the lender requires an 85% loan-to-value ratio, what is the down payment amount the buyer must bring to close? All right, so it's wanting to know what's the down payment amount. That's a little box in the DLS chart. So let's bring it out. All right, now let's start to fill in our DLS chart. So we want to have a $240,000 sales price. So that goes in our sales price box. Now remember, that's 100%. Now we have an 85% loan to value ratio. So that goes in our loan to value ratio box. Now they want to know what is the down payment amount. So they want to know this box. So that means that we have to find the down payment percentage and then multiply the sales price times the down payment percentage to find our down payment amount. So in this question, all we have to do is say 100% minus 85% is going to equal 15%. So that is now my down payment percentage. So we'll put that there. And now all we have to do is multiply 243,000 by 15% to get the down payment amount. So $243,000 times 0.15 equals $36,450. So that is my down payment amount. So the answer here is A. So what do you think of this masterpiece that is the DLS chart? Now that you know how to use the DLS chart to break down and solve these tricky real estate exam questions, I'm sure you'll be walking into that exam with confidence and crushing those math questions. Whether it's calculating a loan to value ratio, figuring out a down payment, or even determining discount points, this method keeps things simple and organized. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Just call Maggie for more tips, tricks, and strategies to pass your real estate exam. And before you go, don't forget to check out my ebook bundle, The Power Trio, which covers concepts like this and so much more to help you crush the national portion of the exam. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'm here to help you succeed. If you'd like to work out more questions and see if you've mastered the DLS chart, make sure to check out the video on the screen, even though we use the T-chart to solve them. See you in the next video.